Uh, Stylific, it's that hard to see you couldn't find another chick doing it like me. This fashion game, I'm in my lane. They try to follow, but they all get swerve made. And when I'm stepping out, I'm in the latest. Don't try to cop this, cause you couldn't pay this. Pricey, rightly, my shoes fit nicely. Oh, she think.
What up, Blush Tribe? It's your girl Blush, and I'm back with another episode of Glam Chat. And today I thought I'd just sit in with you guys and just do a little chat. I actually wanted to start something. I don't know if it's going to be something I'm going to keep going. Of course, that depends on the feedback that I get from you guys. But I wanted to start a little segment called Boss Babe University. So Boss Babe University. So as you may already know, I try to keep my channel a little diverse, but mostly what you'll probably always see on my channels is things that have to do with beauty, lifestyle. So you'll see little vlogs of what I have going on, whether I'm traveling or if I have a special event that I want you guys to come and tag along with. And then of course, sharing some Boss Babe tips. So Boss Babe tips will basically fall into the line of entrepreneurs, side hustlers, or even people who own their own business or have a job where it can allow you to be lucrative enough to basically make, some good money. So for this episode of Boss Babe University, I wanted to talk about 8 side hustles. Now, everybody wants to know how they can make some extra coins. And a lot of you guys either might already have a 9 to 5 and just want to supplement your income, or this might actually be an item that you can choose on the list where it can actually be something full time. Either way, I'm sure it's something that is attainable and that you can actually get into. So if you want to see my draft picks of 8 side hustles that you can do to make some extra coins, stick around. And also don't forget that you're watching this video and there's probably a button somewhere down here that says subscribe, and I hope that you click this button before the end of this video. And also don't forget to be a part of my notification game. That way you'll know when I'm uploading a new video. Alright, stick around. Alright, so these list of items are not in any particular order. I don't like one more than the next or recommend one more than the other. It's just a list, okay? So the first side hustle that I want to go ahead and share with you guys is work at home. Now, you'll find a number of companies that offer the ability for you to work at home, whether you are considered a subcontractor or an employee. So the difference between that will be an employee. Let's say, for example, American Express may have positions available, and it may say work at home or telecommute, where you can either, telecommuting would basically allow you to travel between the main office, the brick and mortar office, as well as you can work from home, or just straight work at home where you are set up with maybe their software, computers, or whatever at your home, and you can it will allow you to basically do what you would work at a brick and mortar or a standalone office, but you'll be doing all of that in the privacy of your home. Now, with that item, in addition with being a subcontractor, which I'll go into, sometimes they may have things where you may have to have a lot of times, whether you're a subcontractor or an employee, sometimes the company may require for you to have a cyber cam, I think that's what they call it, so that they can be able to make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing and not interacting with other people, because a lot of them need you to have a very no noise background. So employee, you're actually working directly for the company, and they'll usually pay your taxes for you. You get a W-2, so forth and so forth. So as a subcontractor, you'll pretty much be doing the same thing. The only difference would be that you would most likely be using your own equipment. So your own computer, your own headsets, if they require you to have a plug-in phone, all of that. You're supplying your own equipment. Also, with being a subcontractor, you usually have the flexibility of creating your own schedule. Also, you would be basically responsible for reporting your own taxes. So you would be considered, you would have to basically fill out a 1099. So that's the difference between the subcontractor and employee. Either way, it gives you the ability to work from home, which is a good thing because a lot of times you'll have the option of doing part time. So if you have a full time job, you can supplement your income by doing work at home part time. One company that I'm pretty familiar with is Arise. It's not the only company. There's other companies that offer that. I'm sure if you Google it online, you can find tons of companies that offer the opportunity to work from home. But I'm familiar with Arise. A lot of the companies or projects or contractors within Arise do require for you to have your own equipment, your own computer, some double screen, your own headset. You would be having to report your own taxes, and then also with companies like Arise, they usually have a startup fee. So you might have to pay $49 or $99 or $150 or $250 to start that project. So you'd be basically paying for your own training. So just keep that in mind. But in the long run, again, once you're up and running, you're able to create your own schedule. So if you do again have a full-time job, or if you're in between jobs, or if you have kids, that should work perfect. The next item that I want to talk about is so offering your own service. So let's say you know how to do graphic design, so you can create logos. You can actually work and help someone build their website. You can also do intros. So for people like myself or other YouTubers who are starting off their channel and may not be that computer savvy or that might not be tech savvy, if you are great in that department, you can actually offer your services to others and charge them, hopefully, a reasonable fee to be able to provide your service and, of course, make some extra money on the side. There are some sites that allow you to be able to contract or to be able to present your services through those sites like Fiverr or Fiverr, and there's other ones as well, but that's just one example that I know of. The next one is if you're in the beauty industry. So that includes hair, nails, makeup, even if you want to consider that like modeling, things like that. So if you know how to do nails, if you know how to braid, if you know how to do sewing, if you know how to lay laces, because nowadays everybody's wearing a lace front, whatever. If you know how to do any of that, coloring hair, I'd say that could be a very dope side hustle, and it may only take you a few hours a week. You can book your appointments based around your schedule, and depending on how good your work is, some people will pay a good amount of money for it. So that's definitely another. Those are another set of side hustles that you can look into. The next one is if you cook, bake, if you make treats. So nowadays, there's always. I live in South Florida, where like literally every weekend you can be invited to 2 or 3 events in one day. So everyone's having a party, whether it's a kid party, whether it's a baby shower, wedding shower, you name it, there's an event for something. And if you know how to bake, you know how to cook, you can actually get that service out to someone who's having an event and make some extra money on the side that way. And you can, again, it's just like going back to the whole beauty industry, you can actually book your services based on your current schedule. So if you work full time, you just make sure that you're able to cook and bake and set up those treats tables or whatever it is to be able to service your clients. And again, you just take appointments or you take events based on your schedule. So the next item that I wanted to talk about was event planning, which can actually go into the last item that I mentioned, because again, in South Florida, you have people planning all types of events, whether the events are geared around businesses, your grand openings, wedding, baby showers, you name it, there's an event for something. And if you are good at organizing, setting up, planning, if you have a keen eye for designing, decorating, you can actually do a side hustle. So the next item is more in the financial realm. So if you have a license or are able to or want to become a notary public. I did speak about that in one of my previous videos. I am a notary in the state of Florida, so I can only really give you information about becoming or getting your designation of being a notary public in the state of Florida. And I was able to get that through my job. You don't have to go through your job to get it. You can actually get it independently or through other avenues. But that is something that can give you some quick little side cash. Financial advisor. I believe you do have to get a license to become a financial advisor, at least in the state of Florida. And that can be, again, a side hustle, or it can actually become something you can do full time. It can definitely be a full time and also a lucrative hustle for you to do. And then also tax preparers, in insurance agents. Those are things that you can look into doing or offering half, part time. I think that's pretty much it. That's what I can pretty much think about when it comes to financial. I'm sure there probably are others, and if I missed it, I'm sure I'll be doing another video like this in the future, and I'll be able to go ahead and add that. The next thing is something that's pretty popular. You hear this all the time. They're even in movies now. Back in the days, you used to have to take a cab everywhere you wanted to go, or maybe public transportation such as buses. Now, if you are at a club and you drunk and you don't want to, you shouldn't drive. You shouldn't drink and drive. And friends, don't let friends drive drunk. But yeah, if you need to get somewhere, you can catch an Uber. So not only Uber, but any rideshare program like Lyft, Uber, and I think there's probably other ones, but Lyft and Uber is the main one that I know. You can look into doing that, and that can also, again, it can be part-time and it can definitely be full-time. You can make decent money doing that. There's other programs such as Postmates, Uber Eats. You also have other things like Turo, where you can actually rent your car out. Now, all of these things that I'm saying, and again, the reason why I'm saying this portion is because I work in the claims industry, where I see where people who do those things such as Uber Eats and so forth, and do not let their insurance company know about that, and it can become an issue for you. So if you do want to go ahead and get into any of those rideshare programs, make sure you follow up with your insurance company and see how that will affect your premium, your rates, or your policy. So make sure you look into that. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is real estate. So I always come across articles when it comes to saving money and making money. One of the best ways to have a lucrative career is to get into real estate. And real estate is not limited to just buying homes. There's commercial real estate and there's other forms of real estate, but the most popular one is buying homes. So you can actually help someone become a new homeowner by going places with them to find a home that would fit them and their family, or whether it's something, renting out a space, or maybe someone wants to get a storefront or purchase a building to do their business. And as a real estate agent, depending on which aspect or avenue you want to get into, that is definitely a sure way that you can make some side money. And again, you can do it on part-time, or you can go all the way full-time, and that is a pretty lucrative business depending on the market that you're in, and depending on how hard you're willing to hustle and get your clientele up. But I hope that my list was helpful for you if you've just been thinking about ways to just supplement your income or how to make some extra coins. Those are definitely some sure and easy ways that you can go ahead and get yourself some extra money. And who don't like extra money? All right, Blessed Tribe, I'm glad that you guys sat down with me through this episode, and hopefully it's something that I can go ahead and share with you guys on my next couple of segments. And may the hustle be with you. No, but seriously, you guys, until we speak again, and again, the best way for me to know if you guys want to see more of my Boss Babe University is if you are commenting and interacting with me down below. Don't forget that you can always reach out to me via email, which I'll have that information down there as well. And make sure you're following me on my other platform, which is Instagram, which is Blush, BLUSH _ the icon, which is spelled THAICON. All right, later. Bye.